Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Steve.
I'm Lindsay.
And today we're going to be reacting to the top 10 best country homes in England. This is a topic that I think we've both wanted to explore for quite some time now. Whether it's the tiny English cottages or these massive estates, England and the UK in general seem to have a ton of really unique and beautiful architectural styles and just houses and estates in general.
Yeah.
And so this is a topic we've both been wanting to explore for quite some time now. I think this is going to be more of the grand country home estates, which is what I wanted to check out here. After we check out this compilation here, I'd like to at some point in the near future check out some kind of smaller English quaint cottages and stuff as well.
You know, like my dream home.
I think we both love both aspects, both the large, magnificent houses and then the small.
The large,
cottages.
magnificent to admire, not to really. I wouldn't really want one. That's a lot to take care
of. I know that's the thing.
Like
I've never been the type that I want like a massive mansion because it just seems like a headache to take care of.
You have so much stuff to upkeep it.
But they're beautiful to look at and just admire from a distance or to visit.
And kicking things off is the spectacular Harewood House, situated close to Leeds in West
Yorkshire. Wow!
Harewood a number of times over the past years, and it never fails to impress. Built between 1759 and 1771 by Edwin Lascelles, 1st Baron Harewood, Harewood House has a bit of a dubious past.
That is magnificent.
It looks like a museum.
It does. That's what I was thinking. It looks like a government building or a museum or something. That's a house?
Almost like Greek looking.
Wealthy plantation and slave owners, whom having accrued a magnificent wealth, invested it in the construction of Harewood.
Wow.
Oh, I love the
gardens.
Architect John Carr. The house is certainly...
Oh, I love the color of the stone.
I think that's limestone.
Yeah, I believe it is too. I love everything about this place. Beautiful.
Pleasing on the eye. And it sits within one of the most beautiful landscapes in England. The interiors too are utterly magnificent, with Robert Adam working his usual magic. In fact, these are recognised as some of his finest interiors, and the luxurious long gallery is certainly...
Oh wow, look at this ceiling.
What makes Harewood so impressive is its beautiful design.
What is that right there?
I don't know, it looks like somebody in a box.
It does. Oh man, that's beautiful.
That's pretty.
It's
so opulent.
It's a little bit too opulent for me.
I would live in it. It's like if I was just gonna pick my personal style, I wouldn't choose that, but I like it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
The exterior of the house is done in the Palladian style.
Oh my
God. I love the garden.
Period houses in England that might appear quite similar. Harewood has a certain panache about it and is one of my favourite examples of English Palladianism.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Next up is the imposing Hardwick Hall. I actually only visited Hardwick for the first time in 2020.
That's a house?
I was blown away.
Look at all the windows.
Built as a prodigy house.
Oh man, we both love windows. Like that is something we both said when we actually build our own house.
A lot of like natural light.
Yes, we love natural light.
Over the windows though, or is that just
all
the glasses?
I'm not sure, but that's something that I guess I'd have to say is one of my least favorite things about this house we live in currently is the lighting.
It's very like closed. It doesn't flow well. And
the lighting is just, we need more windows.
This means Hardwick was built with the sole intention of showing off and was designed to showcase its owner's magnificent wealth and influence. The house was built by Bess of Hardwick, whom having married no fewer than 4 times, amassed a ginormous wealth, second only to that of Queen Elizabeth. Of course, she required a house worthy of her status, and completed in 1597.
Wow,
Hardwick
1597?
left no one in any doubt about its provenance. Built to
me, it doesn't look like a house though.
No.
Like the other one looks like a museum. This one looks like almost like a high school or like an asylum or something.
I could see the asylum, but the high school, that would be a little bit, that'd be kind of crazy. As a high school. Yeah. What does the E and the S stand for?
I don't know. Maybe like their family initials.
See the crowns up top? Mm-hmm. And what is this right here?
Ooh, like 2 stags and something.
Oh, yeah.
Monkeys, maybe? What's the symbol in the middle?
All right, I dig it. I think I like the first house better, though.
Yeah, I like the first house better. But
the rules of symmetry and set to contain more glass than wall. The National
More
Trust's
glass
Hardwick
than
Hall
wall.
is one of the finest examples of Elizabethan architecture, clearly designed to impress. The interiors are literally fit for royalty, with the spectacular long gallery serving as the largest surviving Elizabethan long gallery in England.
What?
Those aren't original, are they? The tapestries?
I'm guessing they may be. I don't know. Look at the window.
That's huge.
Wow. I am a sucker for windows. I love beautiful windows. Yes.
The internal spaces at Hardwick are so vast that they absolutely have to be seen to be believed.
How many square foot
is perhaps the grandest prodigy
this
house in England, and was home to one of England's greatest women. It truly is a house worthy of recognition.
Wow.
Highclere Castle is likely most recognizable as the home of the Crawley family in the hit TV series Downton Abbey. Although Downton is set in Yorkshire, this architecturally spectacular house is actually
beautiful,
situated
man.
in Hampshire and sits within a stunning 1,000-acre estate.
I would watch that show.
Estate has a long history.
Look at that, man. So beautiful.
The house we see today, however, was built in 1679.
I love the scenery. Like all the trees.
Oh, you can't beat it. Just buried amongst the trees.
Wouldn't it be so cool to go to the top and look out at everything?
Oh goodness. Can you imagine waking up here somewhere every day?
My life.
That's your life?
This is my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go open it up.
Yeah, I don't. If you had the opportunity to do that, I don't think I'd see you again.
No, I bring you with me.
You would take me with you. That's so nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And we'd invite you guys over for dinner. Don't worry.
All of you. Everybody's invited. I think we would have room.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's stunning. I love it. I love the spires. I don't know what it is about spires. Every time I see spires like that, it's just, isn't that what you call that?
I think so. At the top, the turrets.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that. I love that look.
When it was purchased by Robert Sawyer, Attorney General to Charles II, and also great-grandfather to the current Earl of Carnarvon. Highclere, however, owns its current striking appearance to Sir John Barry, the architect responsible for designing Parliament.
That's why.
Yes.
Transformed the house into the spectacular castle we know and love today.
That's
castle
incredible.
Is particularly beautiful, and like many other great houses, features a stunning landscape designed by the legendary landscape gardener Lancelot Capability Brown. The grounds feature no fewer than 6 18th century follies and temples, and the 1,000-acre parkland has Grade 1 listed status.
I know that word, I don't know why though.
Longleat House is a beautiful Elizabethan period home situated near to Warminster,
Wow.
England.
We say that over everyone. But
I mean, what do you say?
Purported to be one of the finest examples of Elizabethan architecture.
All right, hold on. What are these? I love like, why aren't houses built like this anymore with just the design, the detail?
Because it's expensive as heck. That's why.
No, I get that it's expensive, but like not just houses or castles, but even like
just like the detail. That's that's the thing. Like if we built a cottage or something, I'd want the detail.
The detail is more important than anything. It's more important than the size.
Big house,
no,
but
make it detailed. But you see what I'm saying? Like even down to the government buildings. Look at the Parliament. That was. You see, like
the beautification. I love.
They don't build like that anymore. The modern designs have nothing on the old world.
I mean, there's beautiful modern style.
Of course, but like. Really? When do you see stuff like this being built anymore? You don't. Not rare. It's rare.
Architecture, and is the seat of the Marquis of Bath. Built by Sir John Thynne between 1568 and 1580, Longleat was the first of the so-called prodigy houses to be built in England, and allegedly the first to be built with the sole intention of ruling the monarch. It's a spectacularly beautiful country home.
That's so cool.
Architect Robert Smithson was one of the most celebrated architects of the time. The house is quite
That's the same house?
and is set within 900 acres of beautiful
we'll get closer.
landscaped parkland. Longleat.
That's the same house. It doesn't even look the same to me.
I can tell. I believe it is because you see these from the outside we're looking at.
Is it open in the middle?
It looks like it is. It looks like it's
like a little patio in the middle. I would love that.
Remember I was telling you I love that kind of design?
Look at the maze.
I know.
Looks like a creepy monster.
I think he said 900 acres with this one. That's what it sounded like.
This is beautiful.
Like that's incredible. I love the look. We were noticing this on the castle video. Remember like how like all the castles seem to have, or most of them had like this inside to them where it was like open.
Yeah.
And then the livable space was the outside walls, which kind of makes sense.
You'd want like protection when you're out enjoying yourself.
Well, I think you would bring your horses in here and everything else in a castle.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing, in a house like this, I guess this is a castle, isn't it? I mean,
what is the definition of a castle?
like what defines a castle versus a house, right?
I'm gonna look.
Like I've never looked into what makes
a castle.
Yeah, like really. I mean, obviously it's a
castle.
I think it's a livable defense fortress.
All right, are you ready? Okay. A castle is a large building, typically of the medieval period, fortified against attack with thick walls, battlements, towers, and in many cases a moat.
All right. So it is a livable defense fortress, basically.
Well, it doesn't say livable, but it just says building.
Huh. All right. Let us know in the comments, guys. I'm sure most of you are going to have a better understanding of what the true difference between like a beautiful country home, a gigantic estate, so to speak, what the difference between that and an actual castle is. Like, because to me, he's calling this a country home, and I can see it being a country home. People live there or whatever, but it looks like also like a castle kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it both at the same time? I don't know. But that's beautiful. Whatever. That is amazing. I love it.
It is famous for being the first stately home to open to the public, and also home to the first safari park outside of Africa. Amazingly, Longleat has remained in the hands of the same family since its inception nearly 450 years ago.
Wow.
Is home to the 7th Marquis of Bath.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Lyme is an absolutely glorious country house and park nestled on the edge of the Peak District in Cheshire.
Oh my goodness.
Lyme was home to the ancient Lee family for over 550 years, with the current house being constructed in the mid-16th century by Piers Ley. Although piecemeal modifications were made in the 17th century, it was in 1725 that the house underwent a massive transformation that resulted in the splendid neoclassical Palladian masterpiece we see today. Lyme is a wonderfully beautiful house, combining its Tudor core with Georgian Palladian architecture and stunning 19th century interiors. As if this wasn't enough, the house is further complemented by its surrounding moorlands and formal gardens. Lyme is a truly magnificent house, and you might recognise it from the BBC's 1995 TV adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. Lyme stands in as Mr. Darcy's Pemberley estate, testament to its incredible reputation. Now in the care of the National Trust, Lyme is one of the most impressive houses
that's what I was looking at.
Portfolio.
What is that?
What kind of tower?
Destination. Like Hardwick Hall,
this
is a stunning example of an Elizabethan prodigy house.
Burley.
Built for and largely designed by
Wow.
William Cecil.
Look at the door.
Okay. We're suckers for windows and doors.
Yes, that is two of my favorite things on a house. And after that, after the windows and doors, I love, like you can see the difference in what I really like. Okay, so this one, I mean, it's a nice Lyme Park house or country estate. It's nice, but to me, it doesn't touch this.
Interesting shape.
Yeah, you see how, it's the shape, it's the curves of the building itself. I love these rounded windows. Look at that. Rounded windows like that. I bet this place has magnificent lighting in those rooms. Like beautiful. But if this is not open on the outside, I mean on the inside, like, like a castle. Like if this is like one big house without like a courtyard in the middle or something, there would be so many rooms on the inside that wouldn't have lighting from the outside.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe, I wonder. I hope they show it above. I'd like to see what that looks like.
Lord High Treasurer to Queen Elizabeth, this incredible structure is one of the finest 16th century houses
that is beautiful.
In existence today. Situated in Stamford in Lincolnshire, construction of this spectacular house was begun in 1555.
How did they build that type of stuff back then?
It took around 32 years for building work
32
to be fully concluded.
years?
however,
Wow.
with the north front not being completed until 1587.
But can you imagine investing 32 years in building a house, realizing that
You're not going to get to enjoy it much.
not that
Like,
much.
not.
You're going to pass it down to your heirs.
Yeah. I guess it's more about the legacy.
Yeah, I think it had to be. Look how beautiful that is.
Like so many other great prodigy houses, Burley was designed to impress, and with Cecil being one of the most powerful courtiers in the land, absolutely no expense was spared on this spectacular home. Furthermore, with hopes of one day housing the monarch herself, Burley was certainly grand enough, large enough to entice the Queen and her enormous entourage. The scale of Burley is also quite amazing. Featuring 35 major rooms and 80 smaller ones, this enormous place of a house is like nothing else of this period. Architecturally spectacular and featuring decorative chimneys that dominate the skyline, Burley is one of the most magnificent country houses in England.
That looks like the type of place you could get lost in.
Yeah,
I love that.
The top list would be complete without the inclusion of the mighty Blenheim Palace. Situated in Oxfordshire, Blenheim is the historic seat of the Dukes of Marlborough, with the estate being gifted
This
to
is
the
a house.
That's a house?
A palace. It's a palace. Oh my.
Isn't that the same thing? A palace and a house? A palace is just a house that
Well, I think
royalty lives in.
Yeah.
So, like, it is a house. That's a house.
Huge.
That is a house.
To me, it looks like a government building.
It's beautiful. Okay, but yeah, it does. It looks like where Parliament would be or something. You know, it's just magnificent. Look at this courtyard.
Wow.
That is incredible. Wow. I'd like to know what the purpose of a large courtyard like this was when they built places like this.
I don't know. Was it garden? Because right now it's just rock.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, was this to hold events at the palace?
Duke John Churchill following his military success in the War of the Spanish Succession. The palace has remained in the hands of the Dukes of Marlborough ever since, and was significantly the childhood home of British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. Built between 1705 and 1722, Blenheim is the only non-royal house in the UK to bear the title palace, and also enjoys UNESCO World Heritage Site status. Like Castle Howard, Blenheim was designed by architects John Vanbrugh and Nicholas Hawksmoor, and serves as one of the finest examples of Baroque architecture anywhere in England. In addition to the colossal house, Blenheim also features 2,000 acres of parkland designed by capability
What?
ground
2,000
acres
acres?
of spectacular formal gardens. It's no wonder Blenheim is so popular with visitors, and it serves as one of the most popular tourist destinations in Britain.
Wow.
Nestled in the Derbyshire Dales sits one of England's grandest
Chatsworth
and most
House.
famous homes, likely recognised as the home of Mr. Darcy in 2005's film adaptation.
Chatsworth House. Why do I know that?
Chatsworth
Yeah,
serves
probably
as the
because
seat
of that.
the Duke of Devonshire, and has been the home of the Cavendish family since Bess of Hardwicke and her husband William Cavendish purchased the estate
Look
in
at
1549. Cavendish was Bess's second husband.
Look at this. Wow.
Beautiful.
And had amassed a small fortune as a commissioner for the dissolution of the monasteries, having purchased a number of properties together in Bess's home county.
That is
of Derbyshire.
insane.
It was Chatsworth where they chose to
Is
construct
all
a
this part of the house too?
Elizabethan
I
home.
think so.
Little of this remains today, however, with the house being completely remodelled in 1707 by the first Duke, and further expanded and modernised by the sixth
Wow.
Duke in the late 18th century. The result is one of the most opulent and easily recognisable homes in the world, and one of the UK's most visited tourist attractions. One of the reasons why visitors keep coming back is the magnificent interiors. The painted hall, for example, is one of the most exquisite indoor spaces, and the magnificent library.
Yeah, I can see why they say that.
The largest private collection of books anywhere in the UK. The grounds too are absolutely exquisite.
Well, that's
with
where
key
you'll find
features
me.
being a
Yep.
Hang out
monumental
there.
Victorian
If anyone needs Lindsay, if she's in the
Being
UK,
in here.
she'll be sitting right here.
rock garden and a magnificent 300-year-old cascade. Chatsworth is
Maybe
truly
that's how I
breathtaking
know it.
and is well worth its status as one
The
of the
water
UK's most spectacular
thing.
stately homes.
Yeah, maybe.
Cascade.
Castle Howard is one of the largest, grandest and most iconic stately homes in the UK.
Whoa.
Situated in the Howardian Hills in Rydale.
It's like the White House.
Wow.
This colossal
The White House don't have nothing on that.
hands of the
The
Howard-
shape reminded me of it.
Dude, look.
Oh my goodness. Is that a what do you call
A
it?
dome?
Yeah, but is it like
Like a
what do they call them? Solarium, where it lets in sunlight, or is that not windows?
That's what I was wondering. I don't know for sure. It'd be amazing if that was glass. That would be amazing if that's glass. Especially built, this far back, that's amazing. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I love the front here. I'm not getting a good look at it, but I love, again, it's the spires. It's these little pieces up top. I don't even know what you'd call it, right?
Howard family.
Those look like
300
busts.
years.
Like
Built
what?
for Charles
Busts.
Howard, the third
Bust, a
Earl of
bust.
Carlisle. The house was dramatist John Vanbragh's first ever commission and largely constructed in the Baroque style.
Wow.
With construction beginning in 1699, the bulk of the house was completed in just 10 years.
That's
That said,
incredible.
It took around 100 years for the house to be considered finished.
100
Castle Howard sits at the heart
years?
of a 9,000-acre estate, which in addition to the house comprises parkland, farmland, temples, monuments, and mock castle walls.
Dude, look at the
estate
backdrop.
is vast indeed, and truly
9,000
extraordinary.
acres.
Castle Howard is particularly iconic as it serves as the home of Sebastian Flight in the film and TV adaptations of Brideshead. More recently, however,
it's so
the house features
weathered.
the country home
Love that
of the
look.
Duke of Hastings in the popular Netflix production Bridgerton. What makes Castle Howard so spectacular is its extravagant architecture and opulent interiors.
Okay, so there was two places that there was kind of the dome look. Is this the one we were looking at, or is it the other one?
I don't know.
Either way, this is exquisite.
It really is.
Look at this. This is so beautiful. Wow. I love the windows up here. Oh, man. This is it's almost dizzying to see this. It's just kind of an interesting.
Can you imagine painting that?
No? They wouldn't want me to paint it. Oh man, but look at the talent it would take. I mean, that's what I always see with these buildings. No matter if it's like an abbey or a house, castle,
Right.
just like how did human hands carve these carvings, paint these paintings, build these buildings, even down to designing it's amazing. It's just it boggles my mind every time I see things like this. How in the world are human hands so talented
Yeah.
to be able to do something like this? I look at this and I'm thinking I don't care how much I practice. I just can't understand how some people just have that innate
Developed
ability
talent.
to develop that.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you don't come out as a baby being able to do something like this, but this takes not only practice to make it to where you're that advanced and that skilled, but you have to have that initial talent for art and design and just building in general to be able to create things like that. And in a million years, I don't feel like I personally could do that. I just don't have that. I haven't.
Everyone has their strength.
No, I have an eye. I think I have an eye for things that are beautiful, but to be able to go and there's no way I could paint that. There's no way I could, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That this stuff that you're looking at right here is a skill that less than 1% of the population would ever be able to even replicate. So few people out of everybody in the world, no matter how much they practice, could create things like this. This is magnificent. It takes a very skilled, very special person to be able to do. It's just insane how I just get every time I see this. It's just absolutely astounding.
Some people are more creative than others.
It's not just the creation aspect of it. You can come up with ideas for creative, things in your head, designs, but to actually go out here with your hands and actually do it is a completely different ball game. Incredible. This right here, I'm sorry for stopping so long. This right here is probably one of the most beautiful interior shots I have ever seen. Everybody has their own idea of what a beautiful interior shot is. But for me, this is just one of the most magnificent. This shot right here is one of the most magnificent indoor shots I can think of ever seen. This is beautiful.
It is pretty.
The Great Hall, for example, serves as one of the most elaborate and magnificent indoor spaces anywhere in the UK, and is truly a sight to behold.
That is
Castle
incredible.
Howard is my personal favourite country home in the UK, and is bested only in terms of size by my number 1 entry. Coming in at number 1 is the
Wentworth
gargantuan
Woodhouse.
Wentworth Woodhouse, situated in Rotherham in South
Wow.
Yorkshire, and
Whoa.
currently undergoing a multi-million-pound restoration. Wentworth Woodhouse is one of the largest houses in Europe and features the longest facade of any house in England. Largely built by Thomas Watson Wentworth,
How
the
long
first
is that?
Marquess of Rockingham, this
huge.
incredible structure replaced an earlier Jacobean house that had served as the historic seat of the Earl of Stafford. Thomas had inherited the Wentworth estate and fortune from his father, who had in turn inherited it from his maternal uncle, William Wentworth, the 2nd Earl of Stafford. This was something that had been bitterly resented by the Earl's cousin, Thomas Wentworth, who had fully expected to inherit the family fortune and titles when the Earl died childless in 1695. Thomas Watson Wentworth then found himself in possession of the mighty Wentworth Woodhouse, and not to be outdone by his jealous Wentworth cousins, who were busy at work creating the nearby
Oh my
Wentworth
goodness.
Castle, set about creating the most magnificent house England had ever seen. Built in 2 campaigns, the Baroque-styled West
Oh,
Range
wow,
took
look at
place
that
between
design.
1725 and 1735. The paint had yet to dry on this, however, before Thomas turned his eye to the erection of an even larger and grander East Range. Built in the more fashionable Palladian style, this new range was completed in around 1750 and was considered the first great Palladian house in England. The interiors of Wentworth Woodhouse are considered some of the finest Georgian period interiors anywhere in the country, and it is reckoned that the house has around 365 rooms. The standout piece has to be
What?
the breathtaking marble saloon,
Wow.
featured not so long back in the Downton Abbey movie.
Wow. Guys, that was an incredible compilation.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think I'd heard of a few of these, like the names.
Probably.
And obviously, I think there was like, was there 1 or 2 that I'd recognized? We saw one in the Castle video. And then
Chatsworth House.
Chatsworth House, yes. Why do I know that name? Where did I see that, or did I'm not sure, but this was incredible. Like we said at the beginning of this video, I don't think I'd want to like own one of these
No.
to live in.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But-
Not that that's on our radar.
No, it's not going to happen. But I would love to visit some of these. They're just beautiful, you know.
They really are.
I think you and me both. I think we're kind of like to be a little more minimalist.
Yeah.
And like even if we were extremely wealthy, we would live in a very small house. It's just like we don't have any desire
comfortable,
to
but not over the top.
just the upkeep on things like that. It's just
stresses me out.
yeah. I even though you'd hire maids and stuff, I still would want to deal with it. It's just
Right.
kind of like nah, not my thing. I love looking at them. I'd love to visit them,
Mm-hmm.
but live in them. How many of you guys would want to live in a humongous house like these? I'm guessing most people would probably get tired of it after a while.
If I had a great uncle who left me a
Yeah, I mean,
huge estate, I wouldn't be
no,
opposed.
I totally would take it. And who knows, maybe once I was living there, I would enjoy it. But, it would cost a lot of money to keep places like this, not just clean, but there's constantly going to be maintenance that needs
The
to be.
mental energy, yeah.
But, guys, these were incredible. Where was that? Man, look at that. Oh,
Look at it.
look at that. Oh, my goodness. There were a handful here I thought were absolutely magnificent.
And the crazy thing is I'm sure there are a ton more
Yeah.
that didn't make the list.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments, guys, which of these houses is your favorite? And what other houses should we look at? Are there some houses that are grander, larger, just more special than what we're seeing here, because these were pretty incredible. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey to discover anything and everything about the UK and Ireland. Until next time, guys, peace.
Bye.